there, and welcome back to Scrap with Penny, where paper meets story. And today I'm working on some behind the scenes footage for you. I am going to show you how or what it looks like on the back side of me making a process video. Today I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes look on actual page preparation and how I plan, how I pull. You might even see me print some photos. I'm not sure where this is going to go. I'm going to try and give you as much footage as possible without becoming absolutely boring. So I stand a lot, and I sit and I stand. So I thought I would start out standing. What I'm working on, the next process video that's going to air, is one that uses this Sea Views title. And it's for Pear Tree, and it's going to post on, the layout's going to post on September 30. But this behind the scenes video isn't going to post until October. So when you see the behind the scenes video, you'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that page finished. So, okay. So when we get our Pear Tree assignment, we actually have a variety that we can pick from, and I'm real self-conscious about being on camera. So I picked Sea Views because we cruise a lot, and kind of the story that I thought of when I saw Sea Views was the view from our veranda. We love to cruise. We almost always, I can't think of a time when we didn't get a room with a veranda, even when we went to crazy cold Alaska, because Steve is very cold-natured and he loves that extra little bit of space and having coffee out there. And you know, we don't sit on the veranda for hours of any day, but we do like it. So anyway, along the lines of cruising, I had thought about this Just Beachy collection. So I'm gonna sit down, and I've shared before that I store these in vinyl record sleeves, and it's just to corral it while I'm working on it. And a real quick way to get a feel for a collection is to pull the collection sheet, which I love to look at. I don't plan on narrating this whole thing. I mean, I don't know. It might be weird if you just look at me saying nothing. And then this collection sheet. And I know that this is more toward the land side of it, but I'm thinking that the theme, like, look at these cute little beach houses. Okay, I get distracted. So this is what I'm leaning toward, is this collection. And I did go into Evernote and enter the word cruise, beach, ocean to see what collections I had. Anything that was popping up was really red, white, and blue nautical. And it was the flip side of, you know, beach, beach, beach. But I'm going to start out with this. We'll see if it does deliver what I think it can do. Okay, so I've got this. I did go ahead and grab a piece of cardstock. I plan on making a one-page, and I got the cardstock because it's in that cabinet. You wouldn't be able to see me get it out. Okay, so I'm looking for, oh, that's my test video. I always have to test. I'll say that. I use this external mic, and I always have to test the connection, and I will test it every time I start recording because I've lost audio a couple times. It connects to the camera app that I use via Bluetooth, and you know, sometimes you just get a glitch. So I was working on editing a video before I started this, and let me turn off my volume. Okay, so right here you can see I've pulled in the image that comes with the download. You get a JPEG, a PNG, and an SVG. And this is the size, the original size of the download. And I think it might be just a little bigger than what I was thinking that would work for me. The other thing I've done is I've done some work on looking for sketches, and I've shared before how I do this. I'm in the summer stash busting page planning video. I share how I look for the sketches. So these are the ones that I thought would kind of work when you're working with a cut file or when you're designing around any element. Let's say you want to use the big circle. You want to look for a sketch that's going to give you room for that. So on this one, I thought the sea views could go down here. This, it could go here. This, it could go here. But this is the one I'm leaning toward. And it's because, I'll go full screen on it so you can see it better. It's because there's this really pretty stripe in this collection. And so this is how a page starts if you're me. This is the stripe. So I'm not going to use the palm tree, but I'm thinking that this big stripe could be this section. And I don't know how many photos I'm going to get, but I'm also thinking that I could do like a little inset of paper here. And the other thing I'm thinking is that I could use some of the Color Vibes cardstock by Creative Memories. So I'm just going to flip through this paper, and I'm going to also pull this stripe because I kind of want this stripe defined, and then I want the other side of this stripe, this floral, and I've got more than one. I stocked up on this because it goes so well with Castaway Key. And let's see, there's this water piece of paper, and I love this pink. So these are kind of the colors that I'm going to pull out. Now when I start the process video, sometimes I share some of the papers that are in the collection. I don't know if I will or not. This is kind of where I'm starting, and oh, I need to look at my cardstock. So this is a multi-purpose bin. I've done a recent video on that, and I'm looking for the greens. I want to look at mint, and I want to find maybe a darker color. And there's that real pretty deep color. It's called Winter Mint. I'm sorry if my audio drops off sometimes. Sometimes I just kind of get to thinking and I mumble. So these are the kind of three colors that I thought would work on the cardstock. And I might come back and grab the bubblegum pink. So we'll see on that. Okay. You can see that better now. And this would be kind of where I would start the video. But there's one more thing I need to do. I need to figure out my pictures. Now, when you're doing the cut file, it kind of drives your design more than maybe a sketch. So I'm thinking that I want about 5 inches of this stripe showing. So I cut this to start this video. I cut it for y'all so you could see the starting size of it. But this would all be what I would prep for video. So I'm thinking I want about 5 showing, which then obviously leaves me 7. So then I can come to my Silhouette software and I've got this size to 7. I did this and I was like, stop and start recording. So I've got my mat here, and I've got the off cut from that. This is using the new American Crafts Precision cardstock that Marie, the owner of Pear Tree Cut Files, recommends. So I'm just going to load it up, and I'm going to pause the recording because of the sound, and I'm going to cut this out at 7. So I'm back, and it cut, and I'm going to say this, the dogs bark, and so if they bark during this, I apologize, and I'm going to try and watch for school bus time. They love their school bus time, and I'm going to try and stop. Oh yeah, this cut great. Okay, so this is all, I'm still just prepping to start my process video. Oh, I need to grab my A. Okay, and then that's going to be great. Oh, I can leave that alone. Okay, and then, so the obvious thing is I've got a rough idea of papers. I never really pre-decide anything. I really do genuinely decide as I go along, and that's part of it for me. But here's my total photo library. It's not time, Sophie. She's wanting to go into the yard for the bus. So I had done some work, and I had figured out that if I hit the word ocean, I love this about Apple Photos, and then see all, and I had gone out here to find some favorites, and I've only got 70, and then I did, you know what I often do is I made a little album, and so this is going to be tough to narrow down. I've got some great pictures. I've got some really pretty pictures. And I'm just kind of at this point, I'm thinking about what angle do I want my story to tell. I want to have it lean into why we love cruising. And so seeing the wake of the ship is one of my favorite things. So for sure, I know I want that. And then here, this one's cool because there's land off in the back, but the color on this is so much prettier. Can't decide. I'll defer it. This is Jamaica. I think this is beautiful. And this is Cozumel. I've actually already scrapped this. I'm not going to say no for now, but I do for sure. I want this. This is actually our veranda. We were cruising with friends on either side of us on the cabin. And so we had 3 verandas opened up, and that was so much fun. And I love the sunrise sunset. This, I mean, look at that gorgeous water. It's just sapphire blue. I love this little shot. We're coming into Nassau, and you can see other cruise ships, and you can see this little lighthouse, and you know the sun is breaking. So I'm not gonna record me picking photos, but I say all the time, you know, my little printer's right here. I'll load my paper up, and I store things right there because it helps me not to lose them. Oh, and here's the washi. I had pulled that washi out in advance of starting the film because it was in a different place, and I wanted to be sure to have it. And the reason why I pulled the washi is because I'm thinking it could serve, you know how I said I want a stripe here or something to define it? I could use a washi in lieu of that other stripe, and so I'm thinking this is a good candidate. I know flowers don't really go with sea views in the ocean, but whenever you're seeing the ocean, for us, you're usually in a tropical environment. We don't have the ocean in North Texas. Okay, I'm going to pause, and I'm going to get focused on printing, and then the next thing you might see is me actually with my setup for filming what I do, and me actually starting a process video. So I hope this is fun. I hope this is good behind the scenes. And this is very much how it looks when I'm working every day. I did remove my tulips here, so it didn't block the view of me. So yeah, when I making content in May, I didn't really know what all was involved. And so this is my microphone that I wear. I film in the Blackmagic Cam app. I don't film straight on my iPhone. I film in an app on my iPhone. And the audio, when I first started my channel, I was telling my family that whenever I turn around to get something, my voice was muffled. And so my sweet son and daughter-in-law in Nashville for Mother's Day gifted me with this external mic. And I hope that it's noticeable. I hope that it's a better quality, because while this is, free content, I want always to be proud of what I put out and create. So I've got the tripod set up here, and then you've seen in my room tour that this is where I mount my camera. And on the Blackmagic Cam, I have to shoot at 13 millimeters wide, which is the same setting for this video, because I need to be able to capture my desk, especially when working on a double layout. So there's been a lot that I've had to learn. I shoot in Blackmagic, and then I export it or airdrop it to my iMac, and then I bring that into iMovie, and then I edit. And because I talk while I do the process video, I don't have to do voiceovers, but sometimes the audio will drop, and then I do a voiceover. And you can probably tell a slight difference in how it sounds, because when I do a voiceover, I film that, or I record that on Voice Memos, which is an Apple app on my phone. Okay, so you can see here I've got my, this is, I run power to my phone when filming, because there's nothing worse than thinking you got footage and finding out you didn't. Trust me on that one. And so the next thing I'm going to do is move to the mount. And is it a tripod? It doesn't have 3 legs. Move to the camera mount, and then I'll start shooting. And my intent is to have a camera on me the whole time I'm making the layout, and then I'm going to edit it out, pare it down. So I'll be running a camera there on this. This is a real camera tripod, and then I'll be running the process video right here. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I can't think of anything. So I'm going to pause this recording and get my camera set up here, and I'll be back. Just a little note to say, in managing 2 sets of footage clips from 2 devices, the beginning of me setting up to start the process video got deleted. You will see what I normally do later on, and I'm sorry for the gap. I'm back. I have my cut file cut, and always, almost during a break, I think of something and I panic, and so this microphone is feeding this camera, but that camera that's on me is using the phone microphone. So I've already got like 40 minutes of footage, and I panicked because I thought, what if I can't hear the audio? So it is a little tinny. So when I edit it on the back side, I'll bring the sound down a little bit. That's another thing I've learned, is you can adjust volume up and down on a clip. So here's my cut, and you'll get to see a blooper, because the S and the E are great, and the A, the outside of the A is perfect, but I have this mental hurdle, or this mental block against it, but my little white outline is the cut on the A is bigger than my outline. I'm gonna go to this other one I cut. Ha! We could totally make that work. No one, it'll be our secret. Oh yeah, so there we go. Okay, so I'm ready to go back to film on this piece of it, except what I want to do before I get too much farther along is figure out some embellishments. So while that was cutting, I went to my album sleeve, and what I've got left on most of these embellishments are the leftovers from, oh, I've got a wave. From whatever was in my class kit that we didn't use. And you know what? I'm not telling all the truth. I think I bought a bundle at National Scrapbook Day or some sale. I think I got a bundle. So that's why I have like, well, the 6x8 pad I think came from National Scrapbook Day. So I'm just kind of looking for things that would work that aren't screaming sand, but more surf. I don't like that. So I'm just pulling things that are showing up in this stripe, and we'll see what makes the cut. I don't know, this may be very boring to watch, but you know, just looking at all the options, and this is something that you're not ever going to see on film because I think it is pretty boring to watch. What I'm thinking design-wise is I'd like to have, I think it would be too much to think of embellishments going all the way down the stripe, but I want something toward the top, and then I want something toward the bottom, and I don't think I'll have like 3 distinct areas. Oh, I also need to think about journaling. That may go up toward the top. These flowers, I don't see those working. I'm just gonna set them as a whole up to the side. I just can't get, oh, here's a cruise ship. I just can't get behind flowers on the ocean. Let's see. Look, a little ship. That's good. I like the travel with me. There's a compass in pink. Oh, hit the waves, but it's for surf, and we're not surfers. Oh, that's good. That's a little ship in the sunset. It says the best travel, but it's got an airplane. So pack up is cute. I never understood why they put chow in a tropical line. I guess there is the Riviera. I'm gonna pull that little geo tag. More flowers, that would be the duplicates. And I've got the brads. I love the brads. I'm gonna set those up there. I've got some chipboard pieces. Not very many. Probably not gonna find anything in there. That Janice, she knows how to use it up. I pulled the rub-ons, but I don't know. One of those things that you like the idea of, but how could you execute on it? So those are the chipboard scraps from the class. And then I got another set of chipboard in some sale. I don't know. I'm gonna set that up with the brads. And this is out of the line of the camera, but it's in my line of sight to not forget, which is exactly also where I'm gonna put this. So I've got brads, chipboard, rub-ons, enamel dots. And we can just go ahead and put those there also. And then, gosh, the sticker book. I'm gonna stop that footage. I'm getting ready to start this part again. I'm just gonna trim this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and back this real quick. I do love this little glue press, but you do have to make sure it's unclogged. I'm going to put this onto this mat so it doesn't pop up. I wonder, do you like cut files? Do you work with them? I like them, obviously. Almost always when I try and do it like that, I mess up and I don't get it centered correctly. So the nice thing about this Nuvo glue is it's got a little bit of a lag on setting, and so if you pick it up fast, it's not going to have adhered fully. I'm much better going back to front. And then you can just run something along it to pick up that excess glue. I hope I'm not mumbling. If I am, I'm sorry. Okay, so then on this, so now I'm working on the A, and then I'll have to do the front of it. So it's a lot of stopping and starting on the actual process video filming. I think that there's no way you could do it all on camera. I think it would be boring. I wonder how much of my whole video do you watch? You should drop a note in the comments and tell me, because the back office tells me there's what's called retention, and it lets you know how, like, the average length of people watching. It's never it's never the whole thing. I don't know if it, like, if people stop and start, if that affects it. I don't care so very much. I'm not drilling down deep on it. Man, I just cleaned my glass a couple days ago. I think I cleaned it yesterday morning. Doesn't take long to get dirty. That's a mosquito. The dogs go in and out so much it's hard to keep flies out, but I tolerate those a lot better than I do the mosquitoes. Okay, I think I'm going to do this bubble gum, and I think I'm going to keep these corners square. That way I'll get a consistent margin up here since I'm tight on space. I need to be saying this on camera. Let me stop and start this back up. Oh, I don't need to stop. Goodness. Okay. Test audio after cut file. Audio after cut. Okay, so I am back and I have one pretty little title that's all ready. Yeah, I'll be back. Steve is headed downstairs. I'm going to stop recording this. Okay, so it is getting late here. I don't know how much more I can shoot tonight. And I will say, I don't always finish a video the same day I start it. When I first started my channel, I did go start to finish, and then I went right to editing it, and then I uploaded it because I was building a backlog while nobody knew I had a channel, and I just started getting subscribers because YouTube recommended me, and that was wonderful and unexpected. But once I got out from under the gun of thinking I had to upload a video every day to get a little library, I usually still do a layout start to finish. I don't always finish it in one day. I have to work around Mom being awake. I have to work around the dogs. I work around Steve's schedule, and it's a real open concept house. And we love it that way. We do. I wouldn't change anything for the world. But it often means I go, stop and start. But that's not really a problem. It's just that I try and get the video camera set up the same each time. Oh, my screensaver is chink tear, and that's where we're gonna go in about 4.5 weeks. I'm sorry. While I was on the break, while Steve was down here, I typed up my journaling and I got my die set ready to go. I got my photo mats cut, but I thought that I would print my journaling in front of you because that's something I can't show on the process video. So I've got this piece of paper. This is scrap. I've got it cut. I have to slide my little feeder over to 5 inches, and then whoops, this is my Big Misty. It's ready to go. So I hit print. It downloads it to my computer, and then I come right in, and I have a preset for Hero Arts journaling die format. I do always have to change the scale to 100%. It'll print out fine. I don't have to move that. I don't want it to make a liar out of me. I'll put some insurance there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I've got journaling. I'll trim this up. go ahead and cut it. That way it's fewer stops and starts. I need to get my shim. It's right here. And let's see. I was saying something about it's getting late, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to go tonight. I guess that's the end of that thought. I do notice when I edit my videos that I get distracted and I don't finish a sentence. I don't know if that means anything about my personality, but it's who I am. I think I'm probably out of camera view, and that's okay. I'll edit it out. I had unplugged this to film the bins footage. There we go. Okay. I was thinking a while ago that if I weren't filming, I would definitely be in my pajamas. This is the second one lately that's shifted on me. I think it might be time to bust out a new magnet mat. So that's a bust. All in a day's work. Okay, I'm not going to fix this tonight. I'm going to try and wrap up this next set of the layout, and then I'm probably going to call it. It, surprisingly to me, because I'm so new, I guess, it's a little exhausting to be filmed. Like, it takes more mental energy, I guess. I'm not sure. You got to see 89% of it. Hey, so I'm back. I'm gonna go from the mint to the stripe. So I do need my 3/8 acrylic corner. That's right there where I left it. Okay, let me get some ATG on this. Let me get some foam on this stuff, and I'll be back. Okay, so friends, I think that I'm gonna call it for the day. My my body is saying it's had it. I don't think I finished saying this, but if I weren't filming, I would definitely be in my pajamas. And I thought about going ahead and putting them on, but that would be slightly ludicrous. Okay, but we're making good progress, so let me pause you, and this one's paused, and we'll pick this up again tomorrow. I hope you're liking, I don't know, are you liking this behind the scenes? The overachiever in me decided I wanted to get my journal strips right before going to bed, so I'm gonna film this part of the process video. I did decide maybe one time we should have a pajama crop. So I am back and I've got my beautiful little journal strips all ready, and then we can embellish. Sounds like a plan. Okay, so I think that will be it for tonight because it's coming up on 10 here, and I don't usually crop this late. I don't usually scrap this late, very rarely. So like I said, I hope you're enjoying the behind the scenes, and put in the comments to this video, put what kind of behind the scenes footage you'd like, because I'm happy to do it. I just, I'm not, you know, I'm not super creative. I'm a newbie. I don't have a ton of experience on this. So anyway, we'll be back with more. Hey there. Welcome back to day 2 of this layout. One reason why I called it last night was because when I go to do my stitch lines, I really like to be fresh, and I find that it's really the only way I can be accurate on them. And then as to poking my holes, I like to do that in daylight. So we have just enough daylight out there. It's very early on a Saturday morning here, and I am going down to Dallas in a little while, later this morning, and so I wanted to see, it becomes, where do you shove something? I wanted to get something done before I left for Dallas. So I was kind of thinking about trying to remember what I had said and other things I could say. And I will share that at Walt Disney World at the Crop, I did go down to the ballroom in my pajamas. But in my defense, my pajamas were adorable. It was the new, it was a new Disney pattern. And they were long pants and a short sleeve shirt. But I think I ended up throwing on a 1/4 zip over the top of that, because that ballroom was cold. If I had it to do over again, I would take all, well, I mean, it's hard because if you're going outside, you can't be in a long sleeve shirt in August in the sunlight. A lot of times I'll take a 1/4 zip with me, and I can throw it on if we're staying at a property that we take a bus back to, or a park that our resort gets to by bus. And it's kind of hard to see on this dark green. And I'm not, you know, a stranger to that trick. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that. One thing about being my age is you care a little less about what people think of you. Like, if, you know, it's not, based on what people wear today, I felt like me being in pajamas in the ballroom was on the list of acceptable. I don't know if you can hear Coco. So here's a little family secret. The girls eat breakfast in here with me, and they also eat dinner. Sophie is very, very much a pandemic baby, a mama's girl, and there was a point recently where Coco stopped eating, and then I brought her food in here, and so here's the thing. They're slow eaters. They like eat in stages. They start with a wet topper, and then when they finish that, they get their kibble,
We've moved to having it a la carte. The wet food used to be on top of the kibble. Now it's 2 courses. Sometimes we have al fresco on the patio. Oh, it's crazy. Let's see if I can find a hot pink. This floss bin, I was thinking this morning that I bought this floss bin in 1990, late 94, early 95, and it used to fit inside this aqua tote. I think it was called Craft Store, and it had a lid that came out, and these sat in that little lid. And these floss threads are from college when I cross-stitched, so this is almost a relic. Oh, do I need another color? Oh yeah, I need orange. There was a friend who was getting rid of her floss, and so I absorbed that. I'm good to absorb when people abandon things, but it doesn't go bad, and she had a lot of colors I don't have. Are you okay, Coco? And upstairs I have Mother's floss, which is really kind of tender to me, and I won't talk about it. I don't want to get emotional. Oh, perfect. I wasn't sure I'd have that color. So that's the lowdown on my floss. I have wanted to start cross-stitching again, but the list of things I want to do compared to the time I have to do it is exponentially inverse. I didn't put these away from my last little project. Which was what? I don't know. I should recognize that color combo, but I don't. But the good thing is I have a real nice assortment of colors. Did you finish your topper? Do you want your kibble now? There you go, baby. Yes, you're showing everybody what a little diva you are. You sweet girl. So Coco's 3rd birthday was earlier this week. The time does go by fast. She's our perennial puppy. She's got, we don't know what or why, but she's got, I don't even know how you say it anymore. Maybe a developmental delay, meaning she never came out of her puppy phase. She's still small, and Coco likes to come check out Sissy's food and see if she can help her clean up. So she's not done yet. She's not done yet. This is my life. It's a good life, though. I wouldn't trade it for the world. think I've got all the colors that'll work. Okay. I don't think you have any interest in watching me stitch, but I thought I would let you see a little bit of the behind the scenes because I do always completely do this off screen. And whoops. And this is behind the screen. Behind the scenes, behind the screen. Although there might be some worthwhile dog entertainment.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back soon with more layouts, videos, and a little stash busted magic. So please come back and crop with me. Until next time, happy scrapping, and remember, this is where paper meets story. Bye-bye.